Why does everything break? Why does everything break when I tab out? Oh my goodness. Oh my... Okay. There we go, gamer family. Welcome back to the studio Backlots. We're here again for more... Oh, and Josh he just got Infinity snapped. He just got snapped by Thanos. He actually just, disappeared and died. I'm Foodless. I'm your host. And today, we're going to talk about us again. But not about the channel and us. About us and us. About our lives! Because believe it or not, I almost have a life.
I don't.
Do you have a life, Josh?
Say so.
Well, we'll start with you then. What's your life?
My life?
Yeah.
I mean, we got the college, we got the internship, we got the jobs, we got the work. Yeah.
Internship? What's up with that?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I work for...
You don't have to actually say the name of the company.
I worked at a place that works for NASA. And I was able to work on code that would be one of the space missions coming up. I was working on the flight software.
Are you allowed to talk about which space mission, or is that like classified stuff?
I think I should. So I'm just gonna say space mission. So there's a bunch coming up. There's like they plan for like 15 coming out. I'm on one of them, and there's a lot. I believe. Yeah, so it's pretty cool stuff where I was able to go and talk with people who are really professional in the field, like people who have been in the field for so long. So I was able to talk to somebody down in Texas remotely, and he was referred to as a wizard in coding. So just talking to him, like you just by speaking with him, you could tell like, yeah, he earned the title of wizard because he was so knowledgeable in what I was asking. He was able to answer like month-long questions I've had just brewing. Yeah.
So I've done coding before, and I've asked this to my dad because my dad is a coder. That's what he does. That's his career. He's a software engineer. I gotta ask, how does coding not drive you insane? Because like I guess I'm just not it doesn't fit my personality type, I guess. But like I just gotta know. Like I gotta know how coding clicks for people, and then for me, it's my face is the chalkboard that fingers are being dragged on.
It's like I guess this wouldn't really work as for you as well, but it's like poetry with it.
God.
Like you learn a language just to be able to string it together to make it look pretty.
This is why I hate
it's
coding,
the same
I guess.
type of thing.
I don't like poetry. Maybe if I liked poetry, I'd like coding.
I think a lot of the draw that comes with it is being able to know a lot of pieces of the puzzle and then feeling satisfied working either by yourself with others to try and put it together to make something that works. I think the main draw is getting that thing that works, because once you do, everybody is just so hyped over it, even though it's just maybe like 200 lines text. It's just the most chef's kiss thing you can get. Like, for instance, I had a coding homework that was due last Sunday, and it was painful. It was, like you said, nails on a chalkboard.
But the chalkboard's your face.
But yeah, the chalkboard's my face. But the thing is, every single time you hit a checkpoint, because with coding, you can know if you're going somewhere correctly. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe if you're writing an essay, you don't. Like, you just have to feel it. Yeah. With coding, you know you're going the right way. And it feels like you could put your fingers on your head and go, I see the code, I see the matrix. And then that's what you live for, because you could just feel like you know what you're doing, and that just feels like nothing else.
You know, see, my dad also kind of mentions, like, the puzzle thing. But in my mind, I'm just thinking back about what you said about the poetry. Is like, I guess, maybe that's the click that... It seems weird that that's the click that I haven't had with coding since I want to, write for a living. But at the same time, like, maybe there is something about that. Like, it's more about how you see language and seeing it less of maybe that's my issue, because I see language as a tool for emotion, as a tool for vision, as a tool for creating a feeling, not for a way to create structure or cohesion necessarily. Like, obviously, structure and cohesion are in pieces of literature as well, but like using words for more, I guess I just don't see words as math, as ways to get an equation. I see them as ways to make you laugh or cry or bang your head into a wall, because that is so stupid.
Right. So I think, like, with the poetry part, I think the reason why, I had, in the Isle of Kelder, I had 2 limericks in there, if you guys remember.
And you like improv and limerick and Binding Blade as well, out of nowhere. So
Yeah,
you're good at poetry. But I also
like
suck at poetry.
the way that I'm able to string the words together in a complex way to make something that just ties everything together. Like the Blood, Blind My Princess, Devil's Rage, that one ties everything together. It's just so satisfying to me, because every single word is perfectly important and stands just as equally strong as each other. And that's what I like.
Okay, I'm actually going to start conducting a survey if all the people I know who code like poetry or not. Because now I'm very curious.
I think I'm just weird.
You might be, but it does kind of make sense to me. Because poetry is a form of literature, but it has a lot of core traits that, like, a novel has. But it also has so many differences, and I wonder if it's the interest in those differences that separate the coders and the homeless people, like me. So that was actually very insightful. Brandon, what's your life like?
Actually, I've got. Excuse me. I have a question for Josh. Actually.
Oh.
So, internship for a company that works with NASA. Are you do you want to go into something like that in the future, or what exactly are you going to school for?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. I'm following my dad's footsteps. He did the same major. He's going to the same place. It was nice because I was able to carpool with him because I got to the same place he works.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't know he worked there too.
Different building.
So you, your brother, and your father all in one place.
Yeah. Which is...
What a family...
It's crazy to think about.
That's not like a family tree at this point. It's a family line. It's just a line, because it's a linear progression. It's that. It's just going up and up. Just the family's growing in power and influence. You're gonna be like mighty space god.
But I think as a kid, my dream was always to be an inventor, and this is kind of on the same path. I just want to figure out a way in the same place, work at the same place, and just figure out how to be more on the design and development.
My parents say my dream job when I was a kid was a garbage man.
My first dream job in kindergarten, I think, was a motorcycle driver, so it's fine.
I also wanted to be like a miner, like someone that mines for gems. Like that was also another one. I don't remember garbage man, but I remember miner.
Yeah, I went to a bringing. Oh yeah.
My first big one as a kid was I really liked Legos like a lot, so I wanted to be an architect because I thought it was going to be the same thing.
I wanted to be a Lego designer as well. That was actually another one.
Yeah, but after I went to a Bring Your Kids to Work day, this is the story. I don't remember it super well, but I've been told that there was a presenter at my dad's work who had such like a commanding presence and such a wonderful way of speaking that it just inspired me to go and be an engineer in first grade. Which does check. I do remember wanting to be an engineer in first grade, but I don't remember how it started. That's what they say. They said after I came home that day, I said I wanted to be an engineer instead of a cycle driver.
Man, now you gave me thinking, what made me want to make movies?
the Emoji Movie.
No.
No, I think that is it actually. Even Spielberg, even though he started directing like long before the Emoji Movie came out, he credits a lot of his work to the Emoji Movie. I think.
I've seen that actually. Yeah.
I think I read that somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually told me in person.
Now,
did he? Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing? I haven't seen him since Christmas of last year.
Who?
Really weird. He was watching the Emoji Movie while I was talking, and he wouldn't look up. He wouldn't look up. He was glued to that emoji.
But no, like, I'm just thinking about myself. Like, I started acting in 5th grade because it was what one of my close friends started doing. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. And I enjoyed it. I was like, I want to be an actor. But then I realized later on that, like, what if I'd rather make the movies? And from that point, I like kind of latched on to being a director. It's like, oh, that's where all the money is, you know? That's all the fun stuff. And like, obviously, I want to be a director. But like, it kind of evolved throughout high school, but there was no like one movie that like inspired me to be a filmmaker. There was movies that have inspired me. There are movies that have changed my life and changed how I look at the art of cinema. But there are new movies that actually made me want to make movies in particular. Like if I were to rewatch a movie like Citizen Kane, Citizen Kane, I watched that for the first time a couple of months ago. I don't think it'd be I don't think it'd be an understatement to say it changed my life, because it changed the way I looked at the art of cinema. Cinema can be this mainstream blockbuster type thing, while also being a pure work of art. Across the Spider-Verse, to me, is the same way. It's this mainstream superhero movie, but it is no hyphens, no asterisk, no nothing. It is pure art.
Oh, it's cinematically
and like,
beautiful.
Obviously, cinema as a whole is an art, but there's a difference at looking at something like Thor: The Dark World versus Across the Spider-Verse. Like, all cinema is art to a degree, but taking Dark World, one of the worst superhero movies, and then comparing it to Spider-Verse, it's Picasso versus a kindergartner. You know, like, they're both
What
art.
if it's Picasso as a kindergartner?
Sure, let's go with that.
All right, thank you.
But I guess there wasn't just one thing, though, that truly inspired me to be a filmmaker. What inspired you to be an actor, Brandon?
Literally nothing.
Just like me. Wow.
I was always I was in choir a lot in middle school. I used to have the voice of an angel.
You still have a good voice. I don't know why you think you have a horrible voice.
No, I know it's not horrible, but not the point of the story. But one year, choir wasn't an option. It was theater instead. And I was like, all right, same teacher. She likes me. Probably an easy A. I'll just take it. And then I actually ended up really, really enjoying it. And that's why I did it in high school. And then somewhere along the line, I was like, you know what? A lot of people go to like movies and stuff for, help, either emotional or mental health or stuff like that. And I was like, hey, if I can help with that, if I can help people start to feel better, through a large platform like acting, that could be cool. So that's now what I'm going to school for.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, the job of a filmmaker, to me, is to make lives better.
Right. Whether
it's just pure popcorn flick entertainment. It was like, obviously, like, I put down Thor: The Dark World earlier, but I need to also say this. I don't think blockbusters or superhero movies are this evil thing that's ruining cinema. It's just what people wanted to see at a certain point in time. There is value in indie films. There's value in blockbusters. There's value in these super artistic movies that like 10 people see because they're just very arty. There's a point to all of it. Because cinema exists to make lives better. At least that's how I read it. Whether that's just giving someone an escape with like good laughs. Thor Ragnarok, I think, is a great example. Actually, no, that's actually a bad example because I can actually talk about a lot of things that does on a more emotional level. I'm trying to think of a movie that's really just good because it's fun.
Deadpool. No, that one also has some emotional ties to it.
See, the best movies can cross boundaries, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
No, I'll go with Thor: Love and Thunder, one of the most hated Marvel films. And I don't necessarily love its decisions, but its sole existence is to be funny. And while a lot of the jokes don't land with me, there is a valid place in cinema for a movie whose only existence is to make you laugh. Just like Schindler's List obviously is not a funny movie. But that doesn't mean it doesn't belong in cinema. Not all cinema has to be super funny, entertaining. Cinema can also tell beautiful stories, heart-wrenching stories. Yeah. And obviously, it's the filmmaker's job to write that, to bring it to the screen. But I'd say the actors have an important part in that too, because they're the ones conveying a lot of that comedy, that sadness, that whatever the hell is going on. If I like absurd and camp comedy. Brandon knows this.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that those are my favorite comedies. Brandon can do any type of comedy well.
I don't know about that. Comedy is really hard.
You do absurdity and camp absolutely incredibly. That's all I know.
I do absurdity pretty well, but like most, I don't want to say normal, but normal like types of comedy are really, really tough.
Well, you do my favorite type of comedy well, so good enough for me. Because my favorite type of comedy is they say something funny, but they don't act like it's funny. Like Ghostbusters. They say absurd stuff with a straight face. Bill Murray does that a lot.
Yeah.
And you do that a lot. So you're really funny in my books.
Thank you.
Anyways, we've talked about movies a lot. Just wait till we get Cole on YouTube. Because I have devoured his letterbox. I have scoured Cole's letterbox. And I will be making fun of him.
As you should.
Cole, I'm going to talk about movies a lot with, if you couldn't tell, you two. So, Brandon, your life, though. Besides wanting to be an actor, you were telling me off camera about this improv troupe. I'd love to hear more about it.
Yeah, so...
Because you're funny.
Okay. Thank you. So I'm taking an improv class at my college right now, going towards my theater degree, and from that improv class, a small improv club was kind of born, sort of a thing. And then from that improv club, they're starting a troupe, and auditions are coming up in December, and I'm going to audition for that. And what this troupe is going to do is they're going to go to like a whole bunch of different local clubs or comedy clubs, stuff like that, where they could try to perform, and then hopefully try to go to the main city of the state which we reside.
Tell me if you do. I would love if you come close to where we go to school. I'd come.
Yeah. So that's the main goal. Nothing is confirmed yet. The only thing that is confirmed is that they're making the troupe. They don't have any venues yet, but they've got like a lot of goals too, and they're working really, really hard too. So yeah, I'm gonna audition for that, and hopefully that'll be a lot of fun.
I have faith in you. You'll get in. I really hope you do. I believe in you. I know you. I know you well enough to say that I think you're easily good enough at improv.
Well,
if you're able to deal with me at midnight making a scene nonstop about Mario sex, I think you can do anything.
What a time, Mario sex.
I think we've all technically done some scenes that have something to do with Luigi and Peach having sex, actually. Because Josh had his during Mario Party during one of the challenges.
I did.
And then my Mario suggested a foursome.
Huh?
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh! Clearly you need to rewatch the improv video.
I don't know if I want to. I'm a little scared.
It's funny. Don't worry, YouTube. If we do another improv video, there's gonna be more strict policies in place. Mostly to prevent me from, Mario, let's have sex! But that's besides the point. So personal lives, fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex, I have a question for you. What do you define as success? How do you know you've made it?
This philosophy.
What? You cut out.
That's a philosophical question.
Yeah, man. How do you know you're done? How do you know you've officially made it? You don't need to work to climb. You've done it. How do you know?
I mean, everybody has success as a different milestone.
What is you?
For me personally,
Yeah, man.
success would be I'm happy with my job and I have stable income for myself and my family. So essentially, no worries about myself, kids, parents, anyone in my family. No worries about them financially. Everyone being able to live a good life and be happy.
So do you know your end goal job? Besides just happy with job?
Well, yeah, I want
You're just gonna like decide.
I want to be a filmmaker, yeah. I want to make movies. I want to make movies.
Isn't there different like levels? Do you like want to be like
Write,
a
direct, produce.
It,
Write,
do
direct,
you want your own
produce.
studio? Do you want to?
Not my own studio, no. But my own production company, yes. I already have a production
Okay.
company, Autumn Mountain Productions.
Right.
But, like, you don't need your own studio. Like, Spielberg, he has a production company, Amblin. But he doesn't own, like, a major studio. It's too expensive. Way too expensive. Too much bureaucracy. No, thank you. I don't know if I can see a new studio entering Hollywood anytime soon, because Disney, Universal, Netflix are just tearing up everything. They're doing a lot. I mean, I guess technically Netflix isn't in the Big Five, but they're doing a lot to kill the Big Five. Because out of the Big Five studios, Warner Bros. Is shooting themselves with a Glock. By the time this video goes up, Warner Bros. May be gone. I'm going to be completely honest.
Actually, what's going on?
They keep doing... Well, they keep canceling movies for tax write-off purposes. Completed
stupid.
movies. Obviously, the most recent one, they're like, okay, fine, we'll actually auction it off to streamers. They're just making terrible decisions. 2023, they had one movie that made a profit. As of recording this, as of November. The only Warner Bros. Movie that really made a profit was Barbie. Everything else lost them billions. They have lost billions of dollars. And they were already bankrupt. There is a chance that by the time this video goes up, that Warner Bros. May be in talks to be acquired by either Disney or Universal, because that's the way it's going right now. Disney's also having a horrible decade so far.
Yeah, they're shutting down Disney Plus.
No, they're not.
Unless that changed since the last time I read about it. But yeah.
You probably saw articles like, will they shut it down? They've never planned on shutting it down. No streaming service is profitable. No streaming service is profitable. But they're not going anywhere. Disney Plus and Netflix and are for sure, they're gonna be the longest living streaming service. Oh, and Amazon. They're gonna be the longest living. No, Disney Plus isn't shutting down. Disney just spent millions of dollars to buy all of Hulu so they can add Hulu stuff to Disney Plus.
I thought they were already working together.
They were, but now they didn't own all of Hulu. They only owned 85% or something like that.
Gotcha.
They bought the rest of Hulu.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and they're combining it with Disney Plus now.
Oh, gotcha. That's what I read, that they're combining, not
Yeah,
replacing.
that's probably what you read. Disney's had a rough decade so far, but they also had a rough decade in the 80s. They'll be fine. They just need to do some really creative stuff. Like Little Mermaid and Roger Rabbit saved them last time. They need to take risks again, and all of a sudden, wow, they're #1 again. Then there's Universal. Oh god. Everyone always talks about how big Disney is, how scary they are. But everyone forgets about how scary Comcast is. Because Comcast owns the second biggest Hollywood major with NBC Universal. Crazy. Then, obviously, Fox used to be a Hollywood major. They don't exist anymore.
Oh, they still exist. They're just
they're not an independent company though. They're part of Disney now.
Oh really? I did not know that.
You missed the whole Disney buying Fox thing?
Yep, I got that Disney bought Sony, but yeah,
No,
I
they
don't remember
didn't.
them buying Fox. What am I thinking then?
You got Sony confused with Fox probably.
That might be true.
If they had Sony, wouldn't they'd have the Spider-Man?
Yeah, they'd have everything. They would have everything.
Well, they have Spider-Man on Disney Plus now, though, which is why.
Because they have a
Sony.
partnership with Sony.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah, they have a partnership with Sony. And the TV shows Disney owns anyways. It's actually just movie rights that they don't have.
Gotcha.
Sony is in the Big Five. I don't know if Sony went to the Big Five after Fox was bought, or if they actually pushed Fox out of the Big Five, or if Paramount got pushed out of the Big Five temporarily. But Sony is in the Big Five. They're one of the Hollywood majors now, which is crazy. Because they make 90% of their money from everything that isn't movies. They make most of their money from tech. They're mostly a tech company. They're a tech company that all of a sudden is a Hollywood major. Just like Disney used to not be a studio. I mean, they were a studio, but they used to not be a distributor. RKO used to distribute Disney movies. Then RKO went out of business. Rest in peace, RKO. The first Hollywood major to die.
First, but not last.
Yeah, Fox was second to my knowledge. Neither of you have probably even heard of RKO. I didn't until a couple of months ago.
I've never heard of him.
Really, the only important things I can name from RKO, obviously there's more than what I'm about to name, Citizen Kane and Disney movies. That's all I know of RKO's stuff. Then there's Paramount. YouTube, if you want to know the embodiment of an evil company, don't think about Disney or Apple, think about Paramount. Paramount was a little nasty little bitch boy in the 20th century. I really got distracted there, holy crap. Went from talking about success to the Hollywood majors. I could talk about the Hollywood majors all day. So fun. Love talking about them.
Brendan,
Yeah.
you had time to think. You had a lot of time to think since Alex went on that tangent. What about you, buddy? Success. How do you know you've made it?
Me personally, it's just me and my family is safe, happy, and healthy.
Yep. That's a good
It's pretty
definition of
simple,
success.
yeah. I mean, money would be great, but I don't need it. I need enough to live, but I'm not really chasing fame or riches or anything like that. I just want to be happy and make other people happy.
I actually 100% agree with you. Like, I hope that if I become rich and famous, that I don't hoard onto my wealth, and that I, take as much as I need for my family, charity, the rest.
If I get rich, I'm gonna buy each of my parents their dream car as my first two purchases. If I ever get enough money to do that, just like as a small thank you for how much they've done for me, and then I will spend the rest of it on Legos.
Fair.
I love it. No, like, I don't see a point in having like this ginormous house. Like, I'd like a decent house, obviously. I don't want to live in a tiny little one-bedroom apartment. I want a house, but I don't need this 100-room mansion where I only go into like 10 of the rooms. That's a waste
I don't need,
of everything.
I don't need 3 stories when I barely use one of them.
Yeah. Actually, I do use 3 stories. This house, basement, 3-story.
Well, all right.
But also, it's not a very wide house. Like, I need 10 rooms. 10 decent-sized rooms. That's all I need. Yeah. What do you think is success, Josh? What do you consider success? We didn't forget about you.
Little me.
Oh,
Little me. Mine's a little more specific.
Oh.
Because I got that engineer brain. I need a solid goal.
Hey, I have an engineering degree too. I'm just.
Yeah, man, we could be engineering together. We could be on a team, man.
I'm an actor. And...
My engineering degree, I have a focus of film in my engineering degree, so.
Yeah, I just want to be on a team that designs, like, takes some requirements or creates their own, and creates great products that can be used for great things. That's pretty much my main, which is pretty much just get to the top level part of engineering and be able to be knowledgeable enough to assist others to build great devices or build great devices myself, which is pretty much my goal. It's been my goal for, like I said, since like first or second grade, to be a part of an engineering team.
Do I have a big forehead?
Yes.
Well, no, I'm self-conscious. I'm going to lower that.
Next question.
I do have a big forehead. What the hell? I can fit a fist!
You have to line it up. Do you have a forehead or do you have a 5-head? Line it up this way. You have a forehead? Okay, just a forehead. You're fine.
Yeah, just.
You have a 4.5 head.
Yeah, 4.5.
Well, once we include the other head, I do have a 5 head.
Okay.
Anyway.
I
had to. I'm sorry.
I thought we were gonna get through at least one series on this YouTube channel without referencing genitalia.
We used to
No.
make it through every series.
Well, that's when you got really mad at anything that wasn't family friendly.
Yeah. And then I realized that children should not be on the internet anyways, so
Facts.
I'm gonna make sure See, I was about to say I'm gonna make sure I parent my children right, but I also want to be a filmmaker, so I actually won't be there, sadly, for as much as I want to be there for. And Brandon's gonna be an actor, so he has to say the same thing as me.
What do I have to say?
That our kids are gonna miss us a lot because we're not gonna be there as much as we should because we're bad people that want to be.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be. I'm gonna be a horrible father.
When I'm there, I'm gonna be an amazing father.
Well, yeah.
Huh.
So after college, you're moving out to LA, I imagine, to start acting, right? Oh no, where are you going?
Atlanta. Atlanta is like a really big up and coming.
It is, but that's also
city
just
for
where all the
film.
studios themselves are.
Yeah, it's still up and coming though, so I'm thinking about moving there because I really hate California with every fiber of my being. Like a really small part of me, sincerely hopes that the entire San Andreas fault line activates at the same time and the entire state just falls into the ocean. But you know, that's probably not going to happen.
Well, what about
Which is fine.
Disneyland?
There's Disney World in Florida.
Disney World's worse.
Wouldn't know.
Like Disney
I've
World.
only gone to Disney World, so I have no frame of reference.
Disney World.
But you know, so yeah, I'm thinking Atlanta just because I don't like California, basically, and New York is cold.
Well, New York's more stage than it is film.
I like doing both, though. Like, ideally, I would do a bit of both, but I'm not sure how practical that would be.
Very hard to do both. Very hard to do
Yeah.
stage.
A few people can do both. Like, what's his name? John Douglas Thompson, I think.
One of the kids
He
from
does both
Stranger
quite
Things
well.
is currently on Sweeney Todd and Broadway.
Well, there you go. Daniel Radcliffe even does a bit of stage,
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
Daniel Radcliffe does both too.
Yeah,
But Daniel
So it's very
Radcliffe's also
possible.
like top tier.
that's a fair point. Plus, he's got a really delicious booty.
You'll be top tier too.
What were we talking about?
Daniel Radcliffe's booty.
Oh, okay, good. How scrumptious is that?
At this point, this is a good place to move to a different topic or end it.
Yeah, let's go to a different topic.
Yeah, that might be smart. We were going into dangerous territory.
We've been in dangerous territory for a long time.
I'm just saying, Daniel Radcliffe's tight little puckered booty hole.
Why is my forehead
Delicious.
so large?
I would like to
I think it looks
sincerely
fine.
apologize to anyone listening to this podcast.
And Daniel Radcliffe.
and, and Daniel Radcliffe. I hope to find out one day, but yeah.
Alex, I like the side part better now. You just look emo. Sorry. You looked refined as the side part. Now you just look like a messy emo.
Why don't I have hair there? No!
Yeah.
No, why does my hair
I like
default
it.
to that?
It's good. It looks good.
People only listening to audio, you missed a lot of visual.
Dude, it looks like you're about to say crawling in my skin. I'm sorry.
This is really entertaining. I'm having a great time. His headphones are off. We can talk bad about him.
The universe doesn't want me to be emo.
Alright, let's wrap it up soon. I want to start getting ready for my thing.
Yeah, so anyone else got some sexy questions to ask?
What's your favorite kind of chair?
Nice leather chairs where you just sink in nice and comfy, and then you're like your back is nice and supported, but it's also nice and warm and nice and like not firm, but like it's definitely there, but like kind of even your back sinking in a little. Oh, that gets
That's
me going.
nice. Josh?
Yeah, this is a big issue. This is a big topic. This is intense because I need to think about it, because you can appreciate a sofa until you're in the mood for not a sofa. Then sofa feels bad.
Right.
I feel like a chair, like a desk chair, like one of these, feels good sometimes. Other times you just don't even want to look at it. It feels filthy. You want to gross, right? Disgusting.
That's my chair in my apartment.
There was a chair in my freshman dorm where it's like a desk chair, but you could take it off the legs, so it turns into like an L shape that you could just sit in and it's back. That is elite sometimes, but not always. I think the only time I want to think of a chair that's like elite all the time. And I think it has to be something that's a low, can lean back pretty consistently, and has a pretty big amount of wiggle room.
What's your
I
chair
don't know
look
if
like,
that-
Brandon?
It's just a desk chair. I'm not going to show it because I'm lazy. But it's just a normal desk chair. It's nothing fancy.
Seating arrangement looks like.
Yeah, a sofa is nice, but when you're
Actually,
not,
I don't know
when
why
you
I
don't want a
showed you. You
sofa,
guys literally
feels
know.
bad.
You've literally both sat in it so many times.
Yesterday I sat on that sofa.
Yeah, and Brandon. It's been a little bit for Brandon, but he's going too soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that was the most important question we could ever end on. So you two.
Well, and I
Oh.
I haven't answered. Alex,
I'm so sorry. You're right.
Yeah, how could you?
I'll hide
for
that.
me, and this is a controversial answer. I will say, but for me,
What the hell is?
That was a jump scare. Zach just showed up.
okay. Anyway, for me,
He
my
probably
answer-
saw all of our cameras on and was like, "Oh crap, they must be doing something."
I'm gonna go, and this is a controversial one, I know, but I'm gonna go the driver's seat of my car.
Ow! Actually, my car has a
Ooh.
good seat, driver's seat.
Is there a reason? Is it just comfy?
It's comfy, and I like driving.
Actually, no. I can get down to that is a top tier answer. Actually,
Yeah.
I wanna say something. This might be one of my last comments. With driving and driver's seats, when I was driving, learning how to drive, I was with my dad, and he looked over at me as we were like getting to like an intersection. He's like, "Yeah, you're starting to get the hang of this. You look like you're doing good. You look pretty fine. How you doing?" And I looked to him. My hands immediately start shaking. I'm like, I hate this. I'm not enjoying this.
It took me so long to actually like driving. For years, I hated driving. It wasn't until my freshman year of college, I hated the dorms so much. I went home pretty much every single weekend. It was when I started driving every weekend to and from college that I started being like, you know what? Driving is actually so good. So much
Yeah,
fun.
I've always loved driving.
It took till then. I wasn't even a very comfortable driver until then. But even in the past 3 years, I've become an extremely comfortable driver. Extremely comfortable. You can throw me in almost any place in the country driving it up.
I do have one more question. I do have one more question to end the podcast, if that's all right.
Okay, I do need to go.
I do need to eat soon. I do agree with Josh, but let's hear this one last question.
It's a really fast question, hopefully. All right. So, if you guys had a camel, what color would you paint it?
Paint it. I know exactly what I'm gonna paint.
Animal
Alright.
abuse?
No, the
I know
camel
it's-
wants to be painted. It's okay.
I know
Josh, what's
exactly what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna paint it the texture of a brick wall, so that I can leave my camel next to a brick wall, and no one will know it's there
That's
until
it.
they are right next to a camel. And that is the most terrifying thing, to not expect a camel and then a camel being there.
That's my favorite answer.
Neck down and painting it green. Green screen
green screen?
possibilities.
Mm,
And
Alright,
worst case
mine-
scenario, like if I need its head covered, I just put a green tarp over it. Then I'm just like
Right.
floating in nothing. And then otherwise, other times you just got a floaty camel head. It's brilliant.
That is brilliant. I'm gonna go army green, because I want a tactical camel.
okay.
You asked that whole question just so you could make that joke.
That wasn't a joke.
Tactical camel, tactical camo.
I didn't even think of it like that. I was genuinely
Yeah.
just thinking.
I
of
was giving you
tactical
too
camel.
much credit. I
with
thought
that-
it was a brilliant pun.
No, I was just actually wanting a tactical camel. I didn't even think about how it sounded like camel.
I thought you were.
That's really fun.
I thought you planned this all out for the most brilliant pun ever, and then it was just an accident.
No,
that's
I'm
great.
just brain dead.
That's great.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. That makes it funnier. Oh my goodness. Well, that was another good podcast, wasn't it, you two? Thank you for coming out to the studio backlots.
Oh, jeez.
We're studio men, and
He's adding so many terms.
gamer.